Que no se te vaya a salir lo de la idea. O bueno, no sé qué
Ah,
quieres.
¿estás streameando? Ok. Deja
Apenas
voy al
ahorita.
baño.
Sí.
Sí.
Doll. Hey, all your animal drawings have so much personality. And how do you do that? Do you have any tips on animals with personalities?
You know, a lot of it is just getting the features. You know, getting eyes to sit in the right place and that sort of thing. If you can do that, the rest of it will fall into place. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you give them so much personality." I'm really just putting the features in the right place. Because a lot of times, you know, when people are painting animals, they'll get a little bit of the perspective off or something like that, and um, that'll affect the way the character is perceived, or the painting is perceived. So it's really just I shoot for accuracy and what it is that I'm painting. So you'll see that, you know, in the snout, he starts to lose a little bit of fur, and you're seeing more skin, which tends to be dark and gray and muddled. And so I use that Payne's gray color to get that in there. Oh shoot! You know, I got to get my hair dryer. This is going to be. I think I'm going to be able to keep this a little bit looser than what I usually do, and it's going to, especially with that white there. I think it's going to breathe really well. I got to get my hair dryer real quick.
Yeah, so I guess it's just the two of us for a moment.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
You and
Just the two of us.
oh, we're doing a second verse. Good.
All right. Yes, it's the sound of a hair dryer. I'm painting on arches, watercolor paper block. This is 9 by 12 inches. Cold press, so it's rough. I use Winsor Newton watercolors.
Martin Bird is saying my line.
And when you're working in the studio, having a hair dryer is kind of a must.
We should be able to independently use Aaron's mic when he does this.
What's that?
If well,
Or we go over there and sure I'll get it. But I mean, from the OBS.
I don't think you. I think it's because it's the source. I don't think you'll be able to.
Right. If you want to switch to the desktop, Aaron or Dustin, I've got Aaron's animal hybrid from our last live stream. So this was his crocodile lion. If you want to talk about it, Aaron.
Yeah, so that's the crocodile lion. And what I was trying to do there is just thinking about the anatomy, even though they're completely unrelated in the types of animals they are. There's ways of mixing that anatomy together to make it kind of believable. And so that's what I tried to do there. And I also tried to put it into a setting that you might see it in and strike a dramatic pose. I was thinking about lighting. Think about all those different things that are going to make up the composition. And that's what I did.
Yeah, one of the hybrid ideas that I kept on having when I was seeing that image being done was when I thought of a lion with mixed in with a alligator or a crocodile. I was thinking more of like the whole lion head and everything, but instead of fur have like the skin and hide of an alligator, like all the platings and all that.
Well, you certainly could have done it that way.
Baby shark, here you go. The blue color on the nose, is that ultramarine blue or is it Payne's gray?
Yep,
Yep.
it's both.
Oh, it's both?
Yeah. So whoever called that called it well.
That is Martinburg.
Martin Berger, you called it. It's both.
Question: was it hard going from human anatomy to animal studies? Do you find any similarities in that?
There's tons of similarities. When you start getting into comparative anatomy, you'll see that we all have the same parts. We're just shaped and proportioned differently. So that's what actually makes animal anatomy, understanding animal anatomy, a little bit easier once you get that comparative anatomy idea in your head. You can start comparing parts to your own body and understand how things work. And so that's kind of cool when it comes to that. But I actually started drawing animals before I started drawing humans. So, it wasn't so bad making the leap.
What is your favorite song by the Beatles?
Blackbird, Hey Jude.
Have you noticed that if you just songs that have the lyric "na na na" are disproportionately good?
Yes.
Well, and Hey Jude.
Oh, that too.
Na na na
Na,
na
na,
na.
na, 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 yay. Yes, that's the one.
I think one of my other favorites has to be Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't buy me love. Yep, that's one.
Actually, just,
That's one. That's one.
I don't know, but
That's one.
I just like all the music from their early days, especially from the movie they did, the Hard Day's Night movie.
Yeah.
Phil Collins is in that,
Which Phil
right?
Collins is in.
One of the
Yes,
kids,
exactly.
right?
Yep, he was a
I never
kid.
knew that.
Yeah, he's one of the kids in it. There's a point where there's a whole bunch of kids running up to him for autographs, and Phil Collins is in there. I think that's where it was. I think that's what they were doing.
My own question, but what do you ever think of the Across the Universe movie that uses all the Beatles songs?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I liked the other one that used Elton John's music a little better. Moulin Rouge.
Oh yeah, wasn't it all Elton John music?
Yeah, a lot of it was.
I mean, one of them I don't think was Elton John, but was Sting with Roxanne.
Yeah, and they do. Yeah, but they use maybe it's only just the one song. Maybe I thought they used a couple Elton
I
John
think
songs.
the one song you're thinking of is the
But Ewan McGregor belts it out.
Yeah,
Your Song. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
this is your song. Yeah.
It's just called Your Song.
Oh, your song.
But I thought they did more than that.
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
is
that
definitely
was it. That was the
your
only song of his in the movie.
song. Huh?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, I thought there was a couple of them.
No.
And I have to say one of my all-time favorite scenes of any film has to be the Roxanne bit,
Yeah.
because it's just so intense and it's telling stories from two different placements.
You okay?
Yeah, trying to find the right word.
YouTube comment. I literally just bought the watercolor course on Black Friday. Very excited to start soon.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
And
Thank you for purchasing.
Syed on YouTube has a question. Aaron, I have trouble with midtones. Do you have any suggestions?
You know, a lot of times midtones are trouble because you don't have. There's a couple of things. Midtones can get muddy, so you want to make sure you keep keep track of your color. And then they also, if you don't have other tones to set like dark and light, like I'm really keeping extreme light, and I'm going to be working towards the dark. If you don't have those to have your midtones balance out, then they're going to feel flat. So make sure you keep track of your darks as well.
When Brad Bird was hired by Pixar, how did he come up with the idea for The Incredibles?
I have no idea. Brad Bird's a genius.
More than likely, he had that idea before. Like they didn't hire. That wasn't.
I have a feeling well, yeah, they've all got a relationship with each other too.
Yeah, they all
Went to school together, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he had that idea after Iron Giant.
Mr. Kent on YouTube says, "Hi, Aaron. I'm from the Philippines, and I just got my first drawing tablet, and I've been watching some of your old videos. They are gifts to everybody that wants to learn drawing digitally. A big thanks to you."
Thank you. I love the Philippines. The Philippines.
You've been there several times, right?
Yeah, I've been to Manila several times.
Yeah,
I love it there.
It's a huge country, right?
Oh yeah.
So
And I always
are
come
there
back.
over 1,000 islands? Is that?
I don't know how many there are. I don't know. I was there during a big typhoon. Vedanta and I were there.
Oh no, there's over 7,000 islands. So I was right. There's over 1,000.
That's right.
A question to all three of us. Have you seen Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and what did you think about it? Yesterday, Paramount released a trailer for the second movie, and I love it.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out. Yes.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, and it is. I'm super excited, and I have seen the first one, and I absolutely love the first one, and I do love and thank the VFX crew for taking the time to redo what they were originally going to go through, but now we should change it.
Well, that was the choice of the director, Jeff Fowler, who was a friend of mine that I went to school with, which is what I was just going to say. He's a good friend of mine. Well, he's a friend of mine. I shouldn't say good friend. We haven't talked. We don't talk every day, but he's a good friend. And he's a great director. And he did years ago. He did a short animated film called Go for Broke that got nominated for a bunch of awards. I can't remember if it won or not, but he's been working with
Tim Miller
and Blur Studios for years. So it's super cool that he got a chance to, that was kind of his directorial debut, and he's always been awesome with comedic timing, and like that's always been his thing, and like the timing of Sonic is just, he nailed it. So and I'm excited to see what he does for the sequel.
Yeah, the way they
Is he tapped to do the sequel?
Yeah, he's directed it. I think it's already in the can.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the final turnout of the first Sonic was really, really good. And yeah, as you said, the comedic timing from that one's great. And I gotta say, Jim Carrey steals the show.
So I'm being careful not to go too dark yet. I'm trying to get, as you know, even though these are all shadow areas, there's still warm areas within the shadows.
Might want to move up the paint a bit because you're starting to go off screen.
Yep, got it.
Erica's Bay says, "Love watching Aaron paint watercolor. It's so peaceful."
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Nick and I in the background are like,
One thing I love, especially doing fur, I'm a big fan of Asian calligraphy, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, just the act of the, and the zen of it all. And I try to do watercolor in the same way. I love especially painting fur. I love getting in there and treating it like calligraphy.
Martin Burger says, every time I drink green tea, like I'm doing at the moment, I hear Aaron's voice in my head. It's good for your heart.
Good for your heart.
Good for your heart.
Which I haven't had any green tea in a long time.
And I don't think I've ever had green tea. I wonder what it tastes like.
It's good. It's earthy.
Earthy. So dirt. Dude.
There's some dirt that tastes
like
good.
just normal like herb tea.
Say what?
So
I say
green
what?
tea is like an herb tea.
Yeah.
Herb tea. Sounds like a type of man tea. Herb tea.
Aló,
Ya, Catkin.
ya regresé.
Uy.
Ya todo bañado, todo.
So for those of you
Oh,
just
wow.
joining us, I want to let you know that part of the reason Aaron's painting a bear today is
Oh.
because our How to Draw Bears class is on sale this
que el
weekend
error de
only.
muchos
It ends
es-
on Monday.
bueno,
It's
ahorita que me
$15, which
bañé,
is its lowest price ever.
que
I don't
siempre
think this
cuando
one's
metes
ever
la
been
mano
below
pues empieza a
40 or
temblar y
$50,
te empieza a tallar
actually.
rápido.
It's not a
So-
big course, that's why.
Pero
Yeah, it's a
creo
20-hour
que es más
class,
fácil si
over 20
te
hours.
tranquilizas y
It's
te
huge,
controlas
goes
y
through
ya
all
te
kinds of
bañas
different
con-
bear species.
Sí.
aceptando
So,
lo
it's
frío
kind
en
of the
tu
holiday
cuerpo.
season, so we've got some specials going on right now that
Ah,
are abnormal, but get it while you can.
estás en
It
stream,
might not
¿verdad?
ever be this
¿Sí?
low
¿Qué
again.
pasó?
So
Ah,
if you go to
mira, yo quiero enseñarte
creatureartist.com,
algo que me acabo de
check it
enterar hoy.
out. He takes you through
Este es
bear
el nuevo
muscles,
robot que
panda
están
bears,
haciendo que
grizzly
se
bears,
llama
sun bears,
América.
bear cubs, all kinds
Panda
of stuff.
Express.
Panda
A
Express.
ver, ¿dónde? Ah, ¿el que están haciendo en dónde?
But that's on sale.
Se llama, el
until
robot,
Monday.
el
Oh,
proyecto
yeah,
se
you've got
llama
very low
Ameca.
promotion in there.
Oh.
And apparently my voice is being
¿Es lo que
choppy.
pasaron ayer?
I'm thinking it might be because
¿No?
the
No,
microphone's
es que
so
te
far
acuerdas que
away.
estaba algo en el Game Awards de Mecha.
Here, let's see if
Pensé
that
que era
works.
eso.
Ah, no, nada que ver. Pero es mira.
Because I think the mic not have been picking up my voice all the way, and so
¡Hola, madre!
the noise canceller kept on
La cara,
cutting me
güey.
out,
Ya sé, güey, está horrible.
getting me all ch-
You are the droner.
YouTube question: what did this person draw for Disney?
This
Sí,
person
pero te lo
meaning me.
muestro para,
I
no sé,
believe
para...
so.
para
Well,
referencias.
when I started out in
Yeah.
1988, and back during the days of the Little Mermaid and Oliver and Company. That's when I trained as an animator, and then I was officially hired in 1989, where I first worked on a Roger Rabbit short called Roller Coaster Rabbit. And that's where I met the Bancrofts. We were all young little kids coming into the industry. And as I trained within about a year or so into my first job there, I was able to get promoted to an animator. And after we did Roller Coaster Rabbit, we worked on a feature called The Rescuers Down Under. That was my first feature I ever worked on, where I animated a lot of the little prison animals that are being kept in the cellar. And that was a lot of fun. I kind of cut my teeth on that. And then from there, we went on to Beauty and the Beast, where I worked with Glenn Keane, animating the Beast. I was a youngster. I was 23 or 22 or 23, and really nervous, really scared, I remember. But really learned a lot. And just absolutely enjoyed myself, and Glenn was just, for those of you that don't know, Glenn Keane's one of the best animators in the world, and I was very lucky to have him as my mentor. And so from there, I was given my own character after Beauty and the Beast, and created Raja, the tiger, for Aladdin, and animated him, and then also helped out with Jasmine and on Aladdin, and had a good time with that with Mark Henn, who is the supervisor of Jasmine, and also a wonderful teacher. I learned so much from him as well. And then after that, we did The Lion King, and I created Nala, young Nala, for The Lion King.
Melee.
Nele. and had a lot of fun with that. And then worked on Pocahontas with Glenn Keane again, animating Pocahontas. And then what did I do after that? Oh, then we worked on Mulan. I did Yao and all this and the great and the ancestors, the ghosts. And then after that, I was offered the opportunity to direct a movie. So I directed Brother Bear. Co-wrote and really had a great time making that as well. And then those are the last features that I really worked on. I helped
Me
develop
dieron
some
ganas de
other
ver la película de
projects
Yo
in
Robot.
California. I transferred
Mm.
to California, but never got anything made after that. And I ended up leaving Disney in 2010. And here we are.
Here we are. How was your experience with Mark Davis when you met him, and which character he did is your favorite?
Well, Mark Davis, I met just briefly. I mean, it was.
Like how quick is briefly like 10
Just
seconds?
a couple of minutes, yeah.
A couple minutes.
But all the Bambi characters and everything, I just love.
Oh, bien, ¿cómo?
How many characters did he animate in that movie?
I think he designed a lot.
Espérate,
He
ahí
did
te
a
digo,
lot
mamá,
of work
déjala
there.
salud.
Sí.
Déjame dejar.
And from Kevin Van Claveren, Aaron, my son, asks, do you know the maker or artist of the movie Luca?
My friend is Luca. No, I don't. I would like to. It's a great film.
Cola.
You guys whispering?
Just put some text on.
Take the step.
Why are you whispering? Is the fan too loud?
Well, we're getting,
Oh, is it cutting out his voice?
it's competing with the.
It just doesn't want me to win.
You talk too much, kid.
I try. Have you seen Encanto yet from Erica?
Have I seen what?
Encanto,
Encanto.
the Disney movie set in Colombia.
Oh no, I have not. Sorry,
The new Disney movie.
I'm so out of sorts as far as what's out.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID, I've kind of lost track of going to theaters and all that.
Yeah, because being locked down, it made you get more into your artwork, and so now it's to the point where, like you've been working on another project for weeks, and to the point where I'm sure you haven't really gone out a whole lot. Like, what was the last movie you gone out to see?
Oh, with Ghostbusters, Nick and I and the families went and saw Ghostbusters.
I still need to see that.
Yep, it was good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Did they stay true to the original?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's actually pretty emotional, I thought.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm guessing some of the old characters come back for little cameos.
You'll just have to watch.
Twitch question or YouTube question. Wait, was that a switch from a round brush to a flat brush for the hair texture?
Yes. And I'm also switching to,
Green.
yep, do the background here.
We're Tex Avery, Bob Clampett,
Fritz Frayling.
Chuck Jones, and Robert McKimson. Were they the creators or the five fathers of the Bugs Bunny? Or
I don't know if they're the five, but and I don't know the history of Bugs Bunny well enough, but yeah,
I didn't know Byron directed Encanto.
Wait, what?
I didn't
Byron
know that
Howard.
either.
Yeah, he's the co-director.
Well, that is awesome.
Well, now you really need to see it. Aaron, do you happen to have a photo reference pack for drawing bears?
We have a photo reference pack from Yellowstone that has bears in it.
Yes.
That has black bears and
there we go. Yeah, the Yellowstone photo pack, in which not only includes bears, but also a wide variety of other animals. But in there are a fair amount of photos for black bears and grizzly bears, along with cubs.
Ya vine.
So go over
Yeah,
and check
good.
those out.
on CBS.
CBS. And that's way the cookie crumbles.
Bueno, pues voy a poner la película de Yo Robot.
How's the
Si
how
la
our
quieres
voices
ver ahí.
now? We turned down the fans.
No, si no,
So
la
hopefully
speed cola.
Our sounds are coming through a little better.
Ah, sí. Está chida la escuela. Una de las cosas que me gustaban del Call of Duty, las Speed
And
Scholars.
from
Las-
Arturo Garcia, are
las
you
colas
painting this bear
poderes.
from memory,
Mhm.
or are you looking at references?
I am looking at reference.
Reference.
It's time to
Speed cola.
blow dry. Sorry about the noise. Here it comes.
¿Dónde está el Chrome? Tararararara. Tu. Mando esto para acá. Acá. Mi mamá se compró unas papas, unos taquis. Me ofreció y le dije, bueno, te acepto dos. Los churritos de taquis.
Mm.
Y me dice, te iba a comprar unos, pero me acordé que tú ya no comes eso. Y yo, no. Qué bueno que no me lo compraste.
Mm.
Pero se aprecia el gesto.
Y
Se aprecia el gesto. Mira este tren.
uy. A ver. Oh, no. Me discriminan. Pero si casi me sacan.
Estaba gorda.
You know, if this was live, we would time lapse and dissolve. Or I mean, if it wasn't live, we would just dissolve ahead.
Oh, it's hot in here now.
So hot.
Hot,
We
hot.
muted the mics during the hairdryer, by the way.
What's that?
We muted the mic during.
Oh, good.
Can you turn it back up?
Yep.
So I'm going to try throwing in my usual ultramarine into the shadow areas. I want to see what happens. I'm either going to ruin it or I'm going to make it better.
Hola.
The chances you must take.
Edwin says this bear looks like it wants to cry.
Yeah. It's Kenai.
It's
Yeah.
I thought it was because someone had been littering.
From Mark Parker, what colors do you mix for the green background, and what colors for the dark fur?
The green background was sap green, ultramarine blue, and Payne's gray.
Light of
And then I'm
hand.
using
¿Vale?
yellow
¿Ese es el de
ochre,
este? ¿Es Light
cad
of hand?
yellow, cad red,
¿Lo estás viendo?
and
No, estoy viendo
and then Payne's gray
los-
and ultramarine in different amounts.
los sellos de
tone those
la-
colors down,
de la
just to get the
Speed Cola.
browns and reds.
Ah, ya.
O sea, ¿qué
And what
más
brand
tiene
and what
la
color is that?
las
Windsor Newton. Windsor
corcholatas y eso?
Ah, sí, hay
Pretty
uno
much
que
your
es
go-to,
para
isn't it?
recargar más
Windsor Newton
rápido,
is my
otro
go-to.
para... que es
Might as well
para... ¿Cómo
have
se
a
llama?
T-shirt that says Windsor Newton.
Well, you
Hay
know what?
muchos,
I'd
pero
love
creo
to
que el que te
get
estoy
a
dibujando es el
sponsor.
verde, ¿no?
Sí, lo pregunta. Bueno, es que yo vi aquí unos, veo aquí más bien unos de estos y tienen así. Hay diferentes personas que han hecho así
I'm giving you a
Speed
free
Cola de
plug.
verdad. Bueno, no sé si
Let's talk.
vas así ahí,
Nudge, nudge.
ya sabes.
Sí,
Wink, wink,
réplicas.
send 'em all,
Y,
send 'em all.
y está chido, me gustó mucho un diseño.
Actually, we got a lot of people that have just joined or have joined recently,
Déjame.
so I want to let people know that they
No, es
have
que
until
tiene un
Monday
sello en
to
medio y no
order
alcanzo a
our
ver. Ah, creo
new,
que es lo mismo.
exclusive prints. Aaron's got
Este es
this leopard
blanco.
charcoal drawing that we did on a live stream a couple weeks, or he did on a live stream a couple weeks back, and we limited the run to 100. A lot of them have already sold. And if you're in the USA and you want to get it before Christmas, Monday is
Ah,
the
déjenle hablo,
cutoff.
Sócrates, a
So
ver cómo está.
that's your last chance to order it. Also, we have 2 books out. Aaron has one book is called 100 Drawings, and the other is The Art of Aaron Blaze Volume 1. Both of those are available right
Ay,
now.
güey, todavía me quedé hypeado, güey, con los de estos de ayer.
And if you're in the
Qué
USA
chido.
and you use rush shipping,
Con los
we're
trailers
gonna
de
get it
ayer,
to you
güey,
before
no
Christmas.
manches.
So, but Monday is the cutoff for that as well, the December 14th.
El de Warhammer,
So
güey, está bien
check them
pesado.
out. Go to preacherartteacher.com.
Está muy bueno, y puedes jugar el
for the
uno,
print,
tú.
you can go to
Sí.
preacherarteacher.com/print.
Eso es lo
Sí
chido.
tengo
y el
ganas.
uno también.
And
El uno es
both
muy
of them
bueno.
are available while supplies
a copiar.
last.
Prisma
Check it out.
This is
On
Prisma.
CBS.
And from Kevin Van Claveren, Dustin, if you want
Hola,
to prank, put baby powder in the hair dryer. You have some special art then. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
that'd go over really well.
Oh
Especially in a
yeah,
live
I'm
stream.
sure that it'll be a great prank. Only
You'd
to-
watch a father kill his son.
Yeah, I was going to say
Oh,
that
madre.
it's not going to be
Perfect.
like
It's not gonna
green
be.
or something, or it's just gonna be
¿Cómo
completely
batalla en
red
hacer
with my blood.
tejos?
Oh, I would never. It would be kind of funny.
Twitch question.
And then I go, come on, dude, that's not funny.
Twitch question. How do you choose a color palette when creating an art piece? Reference, experience, both?
Yes, both.
Also, do you have any advice on choosing colors?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I like using analogous colors. I try to keep it that way. Stay away from pure color unless you're trying to draw attention to it. Most color is toned down in some form or another. So start to understand your complements. But, you know, it's really about understanding hue and value. And hue meaning, you know, what family of color is that toned down color in? Because most, like I said, most color that you're using is toned down. You know, there's no pure color in this image whatsoever. It's all browns and grays and whatnot.
Another Twitch question. So Farah asks, for the Winsor Newton paints, are you using pre-filled pans or do you use tubes?
Tubes. Using tubes.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? It's just preference.
It doesn't, but tubes tend to will give you a much easier time getting rich, deep color because you don't have to keep scrubbing it
Dilute
like you
it,
would
activate it.
with a cake.
Interesting.
From Stephen Marshall, you never seem to make any misstrokes when you paint fur or and grass. Is the secret to just keep practicing?
Yeah, it's keep practicing and I plan ahead. And I make lots of mistakes. I embrace the mistake and it becomes part of the composition.
Yeah, I think that's part of what people don't realize is that you just keep moving.
Yeah.
You don't go, oh, I made a mistake and stop, and you just keep pushing through.
Yeah, that comes from years of making mistakes and realizing, you know, you can embrace them and move forward.
From Castra, who came up with the ram gag in Brother Bear? When they say, no, you shut up.
Yeah, I can't remember who specifically came up with it. We were all sitting around and we just thought that idea was funny. And,
Ahí está.
and
Hey,
I
qué
remember it
gracias.
taking off in the room and everyone really laughing at it.
Yeah,
But I can't
¿No viste
remember
las películas?
specifically who came up with it.
está chida.
Robin on YouTube asked, "Is that artist
No,
tape?
no
Does
sé
it hold
cómo
the
se,
paper
no sé
well and
cómo
pull out
bien
clean?"
cómo se porte los
Yes, that's
reflejos de la
why
luz de
that's why it is artist tape. It's way overpriced.
una
Artist
de
tape is so
estas.
expensive, it's ridiculous. But it's because it comes up completely clean.
Oh,
Well,
estoy pintando
even
en
more
otra vez.
expensive than artist tape is gaffer tape,
¿Qué es esto?
Oh yeah.
which is basically like duct tape on steroids because it will just hold to anything. And I mean, it's like $40 a roll, but it's incredible.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Get
but
gaffer tape.
will it tear paper though?
Oh no, yeah, you wouldn't want to use it for art. It's not for art.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just I was just on a tape tangent. While we're doing all these questions, I think it might be time for our quality question of the day from our
From
friends
our sponsors at
cashforyourmac.com. Today's quality question
Estoy escuchando un podcast
is, how do
de
you
Aaron
approach
Blair
studying
ahí.
for a course or a film
Bueno, trabajó en Disney en muchas películas y bueno, hizo,
it really just comes down to immersing yourself in the
primero
subject
trabajó en,
and
¿qué?
studying as much as you can.
¿Cómo se llama en español?
It's not just book studies, it's also
Bueno,
getting
películas
in
ahí
there
de
and
Disney,
seeing the animals
específicamente,
you can,
¿cómo se llama?
yeah,
Bella y la Bestia
and just
y muchos otros.
burying yourself in it. I remember,
Lo de los
for that
osos, se me
small
olvidó como
role
Tierra de
of
Osos, ¿no? En
Raja the
español se
Tiger
llama.
in
Ah, yeah.
Y pues sabe
you know,
mucho de dibujar animales.
designed and
Como empecé a hacer yo
found
furries sin
tigers
saber,
at local zoos
empecé
that
a
I could go
hacerle
into
caso
the
ahí
pen
lo que
with
decía.
and draw and paint and really kind of just threw myself at it. With Brother Bear, we brought bears into the studio and we did a lot of different things. We went to Alaska to understand the world and the environment, and went to the University of Alaska to talk to some of the scholars there, and it's really it's doing as much research as you possibly can, because through that research it will spark ideas for story. And that's what's really important is getting a compelling story, right?
By the way, some people messaged us about this over the weekend, and we just got a message about it now. On Instagram, there is a scam account. There's an account that's impersonating you. It's Aaron Blaze art, but with 2 S's in it. And they're basically using all of our art and all of our graphics, and they're basically completely emulating you.
Well, that's flattering.
Yeah, but if you guys go, it's Aaron Blaze art with 2 S's, and it's the one without it's the real one has only a single S in it, and also we have the little blue check mark. So if you guys help us go report that, if you're on Instagram, go find it and report it, and hopefully we'll get it taken down. Because I don't like the idea of people scamming people with your name.
Are people getting scammed?
Well, yeah, the whole idea is, I mean, the only reason people do that is to put up links and hope people click it and then get viruses or get their information stolen.
That's horrible.
That's how all that works.
It's horrible.
We had a few people, several over the weekend, say,
El trailer de Elden Ring, güey, también, güey, a la vez. De hecho, quiero buscar la
está bien.
música.
Está muy verga.
Sí.
I'm going to take a Facebook question, Dustin, just because I see it. Did you see any hippos near the Mara River camp?
Not a single one. We saw so many hippos. They just become like mosquitoes. They're just there. They're always there. They're all night long. You hear them grunting and farting and fighting and pooping and everything else. There are so many hippos. Lots and lots of hippos. That's it. That's perfect. That's exactly what they sound like.
They sound like Jabba the Hutt if he's in the water.
Yeah, they do. Actually.
sound their tails flickering. From Arturo Garcia, how often do you draw on your iPad when you're at home with your Cintiq?
Never.
You only use the iPad outside of the
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, I don't really use it at home.
Extremely rarely.
Yeah. I like it. It's just that I've got so many other mediums to draw with. It's not one that it's not my go-to.
Okay, if I zoom in on some of your details.
Sure. We're gonna zoom.
There's a whole bunch of
We're
people.
gonna zoom.
From Becky Lockley, Erica Bay, Last Page Illustrations, Nick Kiesel, and Zumji all are saying that they have reported that account on Instagram.
Terrific.
Including myself. I did it as well. So
I did it too. Darn impersonators.
It was me.
It was me on
I was impersonating myself.
You just misspelled your own name.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Well, I mean,
I accidentally put in two.
what better way to throw you off my trail?
How could he see me? And Erica Bay says, digging the Mickey Mouse shirt, Nick.
Oh, thank you. This was purchased at Target on a it was a Walmart purchase at a last minute because I tore my shirt that I was wearing, and it had a big hole in it, and we were out
Julius.
somewhere, and this was the one that jumped out. Well, there you go.
We were playing Incredible Hulk,
este
and he
chingado.
tore
Well,
his
yeah,
shirt.
someone made me angry, and everything.
That was
Yo
it.
que sí voy al gimnasio.
Ve,
Voy
When
corriendo.
I was a kid, my older brother was a bodybuilder, and he was built like
sí,
Hulk.
ve.
He built so big.
Sí.
And we had another brother that they looked alike,
Me le
but he was the
paso
smaller,
al
scrawny one.
cliente.
And we'd make,
Llevo.
he turned his eyes
Que
in the
nomás
back of her
dice
head,
photobashing
like,
y la
David
nuca,
Banner on
la
the TV series.